Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Let's Mod Warframe. Today I'm going to do my first melee weapon video by taking a look at the dual Kamas. Now the dual Kamas are a dual version of the single Kamas, however instead of using a machete stance that the standard Kamas does, they use dual sword stances, either crossing snakes, which matches the stance dash polarity, or swirling tiger, which although it doesn't match the polarity of the stance slot, is the one that I personally prefer. The reason for that is that crossing snakes tends to be a more direct thrusting stance, focusing on more single target damage, whereas swirling tiger focuses mostly on wide arcing, multi-hitting combos that's super effective against the smaller infested units that tend to come at you in groups rather than one at a time. Now the dual Kamas deal mostly slash damage. They are awesome against the lightly armoured units such as the infested, however the slash proc is epic against anything that bleeds. So basically anything except things like the mowers. You can also use such high slash damage to be able to help farm mods or other items. Now when a body is cut in two, they count as two entities. So if you combine it with Necros, for example, his Desecrate has a chance to work on either part of the body. So it's especially effective against enemies like the Prosecutors that drop beacons and can improve things like a beacon farm tremendously. Now, the dual Kamas blueprint is purchased on the market and requires two of the single Kamas to build, meaning that it's by no means a cheap build, especially since the single Kamas require 5 neural sensors apiece. However, once the weapons are built, it is totally worth the cost. One piece of advice when doing this though, is to level the single Kamas for the mastery before building the dual, because they count as two different weapons towards mastery. So if you go straight for the dual Kamas, you're going to miss the mastery on the single one. Okay, so let's mod the dual Kamas. So for the reasons I just explained, we'll go with the Swirling Tiger, even though it doesn't match the polarity. We'll go Pressure Point and Fury, Spored Strike, we'll go with Smite Grenier for against Grenier, we'll go with Molten Impact and Shocking Touch for radiation damage against those Greniers, and then we'll go with Jagged Edge just to boost that slash damage a little bit more. Now against the Corpus, again we will go with the Swirling Tiger, we'll go with Pressure Point and Fury, Spored Strike, Smite Corpus this time, and then we'll go with Shocking Touch and Northwind for that magnetic damage, and then Jagged Edge just to boost again that slash damage. Now against the Infested and also the Void, we will go with again Swirling Tiger, we'll go with the standard mods, Pressure Point, Fury, Spored Strike, Jagged Edge, then we'll go with Fever Strike, and we'll go with Focus Energy to get the corrosive damage you need against the units in the Void, and then we'll go with a max rank Molten Impact as well, just to go with that extra little bit of fire damage for those non-armoured fleshy units in the Void. Okay, now on to my recommendation and whether I feel that this is a weapon that is worth investing in, and the answer to that is a huge yes. The damage that this weapon puts out, also the swing rate, even when you take into account the Spored Strike on there, is simply awesome. When you combine that with the slash damage that it puts out with the swing rate, combined with that stance that increases multi-hit, you have a weapon that can absolutely shred enemies in no time at all. Now one part of the game that people ask me about on my streams is the mobility that you have when using weapons like this. Now the ability to copter around using the dual Kamas means that the mobility with these is incredible. And as Warframe is all about mobility and firepower, the dual Kamas are the complete package and yet very underrated. Not many people use these, as they feel there are better ones, which arguably there are, but it is all about personal preference, and when I need melee weapons that dish out damage while keeping up my mobility, I always fall back on the dual Kamas. Thanks very much for tuning in to this episode guys, have a great day, and bye bye.